100 Cultivation Anime for 2024, of videos with many details for each anime. I'm Dark Blazer, and I hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming videos related to anime or Donghua. Top 100. And of course, we are starting with a high-quality Donghua, and that's stellar transformation. Our hero Xianwu fuses his body with a meteorite that poses insane powers, making him able to practice internal arts. The story provides Xuan's growth as he seeks to become a god through his trials and tribulations. With 6 seasons packed with amazing battles and animation, is surely a top choice to pick. The success of Empyrean Xuan Emperor. 3 races that stand on the top, with humans being the weakest of them. The emerge of our human hero. Wang fan as he disguises himself and casually crushes martial geniuses of the opposites races like they are newborn babes. A pretty good anime, or better to say a one-man show with an overpowered protagonist. Lord of all lords. Young Luo Li is summoned to another world where he takes the identity of others. A journey in a world full of saints, primordial gods and devils, where he need to rely on his tenacious character and mysterious ability acquired to survive. Enjoyable plots and characters, with many episodes focused on the growth of Luo Li, in his way to become a hero as he play a major role in the upcoming events of this world. Heavenly Brick Knight. Li Ji, a cold and arrogant genius, is kidnapped by a creature from another world and taken to a secret realm called Ponian Space. The only way to escape and come back to Earth is to pass through this secret realm named the Test of Heaven, and this test is to rebuild heaven. An enjoyable journey where you can see the development of Li Ji as he becomes stronger by cultivating and obtain mythical items. One Step Toward Freedom. This show deserves a bit more attention since it is a hidden gem. The protagonist Xiaoya is transferred to a martial world, and the story starts by focusing on his cultivation, upgrading his fighting abilities, and the comedy with romance part that plays a huge role. Smooth storyline which is easily follow, and it is quite addictive that takes a better approach once you reach 70+ episodes. Battle Through the Heavens, and I don't want to spoil a lot of things for this anime, since is the top quality of cultivation gen that you can find. The story follows Xiaoyan life since young age as he climb in the cultivation world, from trash back to prodigy. An unique story with many elements like cultivations, romance, political and world building. Currently on the 7th season, and if you haven't tried yet, now is your chance. Zhizun. The story of Chu Yunfei, who returns to his homeland to take revenge and vowed to find out the truth of losing his family and sect. A decent story with many upside downs, where the protagonist, along with his friends, embarks in a journey that only easy seems to be. The story becomes better as Chu Yunfei reveals more and more things connected to his parents. You might give it a try since the series have 200 almost episodes. Legend of Xianwu. Losing his spiritual core, Xingchen becomes immortal and thrown away from his sect. With the help of a flame falling from heaven, Xingchen began to develop himself into a stronger cultivator and enroll to another sect. The story provides many plots where the romance and cultivation elements are playing a major part in Xingchen development. A pretty good cultivation story. Throne of Seal, a cultivation series with a very solid base. The story, it's a linear adventure fantasy with incredible and spectacular twists around our hero Xuan, who becomes a magic knight to protect his loved ones from demons. There is a nice system with defined levels, and the higher the level, the stronger the knight, like an RPG. A good story where everyone cultivate, obtaining new powers and gear to fight demons. The Land of Miracles. And we are talking about a hidden gem that few knows about it. The story revolves around 2 protagonists Ge and Fa Hua. Amazing storyline that focus on the growth of those two like no other Donghua. Cultivation, training, fights. Well, you are not going to get bored for sure. I am highly recommending this Donghua, and you will not regret it. The story starts slow in the beginning, but is worth your time.
Peerless Battle Spirit, a story where the protagonist Chen Feng is born as a thrash with his meridian cut. By obtaining a mysterious dragon bloodline with unparalleled inheritance, he manifests the strongest martial spirit and able to pursue the path of cultivation. And Donghua focused on Chen Feng cultivation in his journey to become the strongest one. If you truly want an overpowered MC series with good story and character, this one is highly recommended. The Great Ruler, and we are talking about one of the best series for 2024. The story, animation, and almost everything is top quality, with the protagonist Mu Chen, who is pursuing the path of dominance. Main role in this series play the academy setup, where Mu Chen is increasing his powers and face many challenges that need to complete. It's a great cultivation series, and you won't feel disappointed picking it. Spirit Sword Sovereign. The story has a lot of depth with many diverse characters. The wars have a lot of strategy behind them. The protagonist, Chu Xingyun, shows a lot of character growth, and there is an element of romance which is quite well executed. This series is based on the common reincarnation isekai cultivation tropes, and you need to give it time since it's a large one. This series gets better in the later seasons. The Young Brewmaster's Adventure. The story of Baili Dongjun. Although he has a father with peerless kung fu and his mother is the daughter of a sect master, he chooses to brew wine. The story changes fast as he encounters many different young talents and begins their journey to become famous all over the world. A good exploration Donghua with the element of cultivation having a strong role. Hidden Sect Leader. 10 out of 10. As one of the funniest and niche meme cultivation Donghua you will come across. The protagonist, Zhang Beichen, is a sect master with the purpose of getting disciplines for his sect. Animation is considered pretty good, and with the numerous plots around cultivation and comedy elements make this series a unique one. I would recommend 100% this Donghua to anyone who is only looking for comedic meme cultivation plot. Against the Sky Supreme is an ambitious cultivation Donghua with a logical main character that doesn't leave traces behind. Tan Yun, an fallen god reincarnated, after thousands of years, embarks in a journey where he mercilessly kills anyone in his way. The cultivation element play a major role as the protagonist keeps his previous memories, allow him to become a jack of the trades in everything he's doing. If you haven't seen this, it definitely deserves a watch, since MC doesn't dwell on small fry characters. Renegade Immortal. It stands out as one of the finest Donghua produced to date, featuring an exceptional storyline, well-developed characters, and thrilling fight sequences. Wang Lin's character development through episodes is notable since with his knowledge and learning ability, embodies the qualities we hope to see in a protagonist, engaging in intense battles that deliver the excitement we crave. You can't miss this one, guys. I promise. You will love the series. Glorious Revenge of Ye Fang. The protagonist genius Ye Fang was betrayed and attacked by his seigneurage and other evildoers, reincarnated in the body of his descendant 500 years later. He pledged to save his current lineage and seeks vengeance. A good Donghua, where Ye Fang embarks on the path of cultivation again. A worth-to-watch series with almost 200 episodes and a good storyline. Shrouding the Heavens. The first 5 episodes don't actually match the rest of the episodes, and I would say patience is the key, and you need to give it. Otherwise, you would miss a masterpiece. Best Donghua in terms of animation so far, and as the story proceeds, becomes even better. I don't want to spoil, but is in pair with battle though the heavens and perfect world. So a hidden gem that most people will quit after 3 or 4 episodes. Keep watching, and you will be rewarded. The King's Avatar, and we are talking about a Donghua with MMORPG elements of those games. The story revolves around Ye Shu, once the best player in the game Glory, forced to give his account. He restarts with a new account and creates a new character where he need to level up, become stronger, and acquire better gear. All of that to reclaim his position of Battle Lord. If you like MMORPG games, this Donghua provides a nice experience worth watching it. Perfect world, and is one of the best 5 Donghua we currently have. The animation, character design, fighting scenes and plots are on another level from the majority of Donghua, providing an enjoyable experience that get even better the more you watch. The protagonist, Shi Hao. It's not your typical OP cultivator, but a person that put effort in everything he's doing. With so many episodes and a new season currently, you will be hyped watching his progress as he becomes a god.
King of Casual Cultivators, an enjoyable series where the protagonist Wei Suo by chance obtain a powerful master as teacher, able to help him reach new heights. The comedy and cultivation elements in this Donghua are strong, and with Wei Suo that always try to improve not only his powers, but also his financials health. It is a great anime. I enjoyed watching the various adventures that may be easy or frustrating for the protagonist. Soul Land. Well, to be honest, this show isn't for anyone. You have to adjust from watching regular Japanese anime to a fully 3D animated Chinese production. Soul Land is one of the first Donghua that set the bars to high. Animation, fighting scenes, romance, character development, sound. Everything in this series is top quality and is a must if you like cultivation anime and genre. Not going to spoil. Nirvana of Storm Rider, and we are having an sci-fi cultivation series unique for this genre. The top warriors Bu Jingyun and Nie Feng enter into quantum states and wait 3,000 years to be awakened. 3,000 years, the humans are getting the ability of cultivating with a pulse energy, a kind of energy. The successor of Nie Feng, Nie Zifeng, embarked on a journey to become a pulse warrior and fight to protect the world. The Legend of Sword Domain. In the ancient Sword Domain continent, there are 10 Excalibur and 5 families. Our protagonist, Liu Yang, awakens the sacred sword, Peach God Sword ability, and so his future get changed. If you like a protagonist that keep a low profile, practice hard, and seeks revenge, you definitely going to like this series. Worth mentioning is the world building and the power levels power scaling that are interesting. Swallowed Star, and we have a unique cultivation series packed with actions and many interesting plots around world building. The sci-fi elements is one of a kind and is considered by many the best. It's not your average series with just cultivation, but the story take a further step and put interesting elements with aliens, planets, and anything related to space, but keeping the cultivation element strong. A 10 out of 10 and highly recommended. The Golden Wug, an ordinary young man Luo Suo who originally worked in a shop in Dongguan, accidentally obtained the powerful power of the Golden Silkworm. The story is placed in the current era, but have strong elements of cultivation and martial art that have a good synergy. If you like exploration adventure series with some mystery, this show is pretty decent and worth giving a try. My Senior Brother is Too Steady. An ancient era with powerful cultivators is the place our protagonist Li Changshu is transmigrated. Is a very cautious character that really likes to hide his power. Despite that, the whole series is about fights and cultivation. The comedy element is nicely placed, giving a whole new experience for such a series. A masterpiece that you will easily like. Ancient myth. What would happen if you were poor without martial arts, and by chance obtained one of the most powerful artifacts that allows you to cultivate? Well, this happened to our hero Wang Hao. As he obtained this artifact, with his talents and this new power, he's able to change his destiny. Academies, tournaments, exploration, and plenty of adventure for Wang Hao as he embarks in a new journey of becoming a martial master. The island of Xiliang, one of the most detailed and beautifully animated Donghuas. The story is told mostly through eyes of Tu Li, a woman, as she wishes to leave the island because she wants to see the world. She has an ambitious personality and all-around skilled, while the male protagonist Xuan is an immortal, mostly a responsible person. Ending, I'm going to say that the story isn't for everyone. It's a slow-paced series with overwhelming details. Back to the Great Ming. The story revolves around Yang Lin, a person reincarnated from a modern world to ancient world, where he uses his knowledge of modern medicine, politics, and strategy in order to improve his living situation and the people close to him. An enjoyable show that is opposite from the elements like cultivation or martial arts, but with the alchemy and world-building elements playing a major role. Keyboard Immortal. Transferred in an immortal world with cultivators, Joey Ann takes the role of a young useless cultivator. The animation and art of this series is quite good, with the main story following Joey Ann in his journey, where he meets many people, friends, colleagues, and teachers, in order to become a sword cultivator, an immortal. A lot of training, followed by the comedy parts that are just funny. An enjoyable adventure that I recommend. My Heroic Husband. The storyline of Juiji, who wants to help his wife succeed in her business affairs. The story is around competitive business practices and information warfare. Art and animation are at very high quality, and the sound that fits in with the mood. It's a deserving change of pace for a reincarnation series with some unique concept about business and world building. Dragon Prince Yuan. Having his power stolen since birth, a journey of revenge begins for our Prince Zhou Yuan. Plenty of plots around, academies and tournaments with main scope to create an overpowered protagonist in all aspects. While the main plot is about revenge, as you go deeper in the story, Zhou Yuan establish a powerful sect family and having enough friends to try for a world domination as long as he have the power. The Charm of Soul Pets. One-of-a-kind story with something that is very close to Pokemon and pets taming. The amazing animation followed by the sound is sure a gem for 2024. Taming pets, training and cultivate with them, fight with them and evolve them are just of the few things you can watch in this amazing Donghua. Highly recommended, especially if you like pets. Legend of Soldier. A sci-fi series with a protagonist that want to rise by becoming an army marshal that united the universe. The amazing fights with ships and weapons is remarkable and worth pointing this out, since as a fan of sci-fi series, I'm really enjoy it. Our heroes start with basic training, having instructors using an unorthodox teaching methods and simulation battles. One-of-a-kind Donghua that if you are a fan, even if you aren't Terziwik, you are going to like it. Chai refining for 3,000 years. The story starts with the protagonist being very powerful but being at a bottleneck with his cultivation. The story mainly revolves around this as his main goal and to get promoted to the next level. Cultivations, effort, and a large dose of comedy is what you can watch in this series. A very good choice despite that is 2D. The fight scenes are relatively good. Purgatory Walkers, a combination of classic Chinese martial art fantasy with futuristic sci-fi elements. Our protagonist, Li Yan, a martial artist with extraordinary talent, has only a few months left to live due to a terminal illness. Transmigrated in another world, he receives missions that must complete in order to be saved. A nice Donghua with martial art moves that are quite amazing. and hopefully you guys can give it a try. Alchemy Supreme. Once the supreme alchemist god, but betrayed by the loved ones and died miserly. Hundreds of years later, he awakens in the body of a descendant. Bian, restart once again from zero, to save his lineage and perform the profession of alchemy. Nice adventures, the protagonist explore the extremes of martial arts and become the supreme master of alchemy. A top pick for alchemy lovers. 100 Refining Soaring Record. The story of Feng Ming, a teenager in the mountain village, ate 9 leaves of yin and yang fruit by mistake, so he stepped onto the road of cultivating truth, refining artifacts, collecting magic weapons, and protecting the right path. In general, a pretty good series with a lot of adventure and world-building elements. Apotheosis. Deities, gods, and demons. Once a young master of a big family, now a menial slave. An amazing story just begins once Luo Zheng obtained an ancient book left by his father, actually conceals a magical spell that can change a human into an instrument and receive the dragon power. Top quality animations, art and character design, followed by the good sound that match every mood. One of the top 5 Donghua that exist and worth taking your time to watch. Tales of Demons and Gods. This is a hidden gem. The story follows Nieli, where he travels back to the past after dying by defending the Glory City and being overwhelmed with demon beasts by maintaining his knowledge. Will he able to change the past? Don't get tricked by the early animation and art, since on the later season becomes better, and the storyline and plots are canon. Bureau of Paranormal Investigation. One of the few supernatural Donghuas we have. The story starts in an ancient cave, which is a conduit between realms and stores energy from otherworldly entities, demons, spirits, or aliens. A blast. The dark energy grounds itself in our hero Shen, giving him special powers. Acknowledged as a new recruit in a secret agency, he starts complete missions to solve strange happenings around the world. Jade Dynasty. The story follows Xiaofan, an ordinary villager child turned cultivator. Due to events in his childhood, despite starting as a cultivator of the righteous sect, he ended up becoming a cultivator of the evil path. Seeking revenge, and somehow to find himself embark in an adventure where he would play a major role between the righteous and evil factions. Top quality in the animation and character development that surely is a plus. Immortal's journey to immortality, and as the title suggests, is about a mortal named Han Li due to some circumstances end up following the immortal path. A beautiful story that merged many elements like alchemy, divine item creations, and practicing martial arts and give us a complete finished product. The high quality in everything leaves very few things to spoil. A highly rated top cultivation series. The Magic Chef of Ice and Fire. So, do you like cooking? An enjoyable Donghua where the protagonist Nian Bing journey start by becoming an apprentice of the demon chef and learning cooking and magic. Nian Bing start to travel through the world to become a respectable chef while making use of the magic. A Donghua that combine many elements like magic cooking and martial arts. The Legend of Skylord. This series has 2 versions. The one is 2D and currently the aired one is 3D and is pretty good. The story follow our hero Xiaochen betrayed by his close friend. While dying, both his body and soul disappear. After rebirth, Xiaochen not only resurrected, but also awakened his supreme magical power. He also vowed to take back everything that belonged to him. It's a good Donghua, no matter what version you will watch. It starts with a mountain, an adaptation from one of my favorite manhua. A strategic leader get transferred in a war dynasty where he need to build his empire. The story is related to games where when you complete some missions, you obtain some rewards, and the rewards in this world are either food, martial artists, or anything possible you can think. The manhua is top-rated, and I believe the adaptation to the anime is as well top quality. A will eternal, and is one of the 10 highest-rate Donghua. First of all, you will laugh throughout watching the whole series. Second, the character development is amazing, so perfectly. It's hard to explain. Every scene has beautiful art. The animation and design of the fight scenes, especially during the second half of the season, are some of the best. A hidden gold gem, despite being a 2D. 100,000 years of qi refining. Awakened after 100,000 years, our protagonist Xuan finds the sect he belongs in a bad situation. Willing to revive his sect, he embarks on a journey as an ancestor to recruit disciplines. Enjoyable fights, where you can see the overwhelming power of Xuan. A very good choice if you like, and OP protagonist with the role of a teacher. Lord of Planets. Yun Faixue's parents were tragically assassinated 8 years ago during a mission to escort a dragon vein, obtaining a special power that allows him to use shadow abilities and dragon powers. The plot direction is basically trying to find out the culprit while MC fits into his normal life. It's like playing a double life. A highly ranked Donghua, and looking at the scores is a good choice to pick. The Wonderland of 10,000s. A young master of a sect family that becomes the head. Ye Xingyun's job at the start is more about recruiting with his genius intelligence. As the story proceeds, Ye Xingyun finds himself in a situation that he needs to achieve a higher realm in cultivation, not only to defend but to conquer. An enjoyable story with more than 400 episodes. Everlasting God of Sword. A series with heavy political and world-building concepts where the protagonist, despite being disabled, remains a badass, overpowered character. A unique cultivation plot around Shenzhen and his discipline, who is a woman. The basic of the series is about conspiracy and the surge of power between factions while trying to claim the protagonist's ancient martial art. Master of Alchemy. Another Donghua related to alchemy and is nicely paced with many plots all around alchemy. Xingchen, a reincarnated, is using the knowledge of his previous life, practicing diligently, and making rapid progress in order to strengthen his strength against opposite families. While the main concept is in creating pills and cultivation, it also have romance and political concept. Alchemy Lovers. Another Donghua alchemy related. Full-time Magister. In a magic world where magic elements matters, Mo Fan, an mature and intelligent character, awakens not one, but 2 magic abilities, with both of them being rare. An underdog with immense potential and culmination of rare abilities, and for the most part, he hides his true power from all around him. An enjoyable show with a lot of action and cultivation elements. The Legend of Xingchen. Our protagonist Xingchen, the grandson of the patriarch of the Yang Mansion, awakened his Dao soul after a long time and claiming the patriarch position. The story has many plots around other clans and even family member that look to destroy Yang sect. It has ups and downs, but overall is an awesome story, a good trip for the main character while he discovers himself. Defense Fully Open. A game-related series where the main protagonist is transferred in this martial art world. Is an enjoyable show with many fights and a protagonist that emerge every time victorious. The comedy and romance parts play a major role in the development of this series, offering a good time of laughing. Overall, a good pick from an interesting series. Love between fairy and devil. I haven't put any series with strong romance elements, but this is one is worth mentioning. The setting is the ancient, magical realm of Chinese folklore. The story starts strong with the main character, Orchid, engaging the demon lord. A love story between them may just happen. I would recommend it to people who want to watch something to pass the time, and just enjoy, and you won't be disappointed. Soul Land 2, the continuation of the first successful series. Taking place 10,000 years after the story of Tangsan, we have a new protagonist, but keeping the soul catching system and cultivation elements. The story is different from the first one, since at the start is about revenge, but easily changed to world building and war kind elements. Fast paces fights with nice animation, and art is surely a plus for watching this series. Immortality. Few of the new series can become successful like this one. The story is pretty impressive, with a slave obtaining the ability to cultivate just play a major role in many plots within this world. The animation is top quality, and with the character design and development being far away from the majority of Donghua. A highly suggested series that is already in top 10 rank of all cultivation Donghuas. The Daily Life of the Immortal King. This anime is something we call a masterpiece, a typical overpowered main character in a cultivation world that tries to be a normie, but fails because he is too OP. It's a fantastic anime with good character development and enough action to keep you hyped, waiting for the next episode. I rewatched it 2 times. That says a lot. The Unparalleled Black and White, one of the first Chinese Donghua I watched and got me hyped. Despite being almost 10 years old, is still worth mentioning. The art and animation is even better from some of the current series. The story is pretty catchy with 2 mech that are demons. They take different missions from eliminating and subduing other demon, and it has a nice world building. Slay the gods. The world have changed, and demons have entered our world and prey on the humans. The story starts with a blind, but with extreme senses, teenager and martial abilities that surpass many others. All of that due the King of Angels, Michael, that bestow him powers to fight against the demons, removing the curse of being blind. An enjoyable series packed with many fights and plots about saving the humans. Millenniums of Warring States. The protagonist is a gaming streamer, a top player who, after receiving a bracelet, he is sent in a martial world. As a historical fantasy genre, you can expect similar setting, presentation, speech, and drama of historical dramas, but with the protagonist able to cultivate and increase his powers. The main focus in first season is about getting stronger, while later on have some romance and world-building elements. Scumbag System, a very unique story with entertaining characters, funny dialogue, and it is really refreshing to watch. The story revolves around a normie guy, Xuan, who gets transported into a harem Xiaoya novel, not as the protagonist but as the villain. With the power of the system, Xingchen must find a way to change the story where he dies. The Founder of Diabolism. The story is related to the cultivation world. The protagonist, Wei Wuxian, is a reincarnated person who is feared by the whole cultivation world by his dark cultivation powers, now is seeking revenge for the one who sacrificed his body. The animation is perfect. The backgrounds are a flawless work of art. The movements of the animation are flexible, and with the character development that you're going to notice in the whole series. A 10 out of 10. Raikenzan, Hoshikuzu Tachi no Yutage. Raikenzan is a story of Oriku, a boy striving to become a deity through various tests. It portrayed the side of cultivating life, with a main focus on the protagonist of getting stronger. The character development is great with a smooth flow, great plots and the comedy elements that helps. Give it a try since there is at least one perverted woman. A Moment But Forever, a fresh new series for 2024 about love between a goddess and a mortal. While the romance elements is built in every episode, the series doesn't lack the action and fighting scenes. Goddess Wushuang, who descends to Earth to assassinate Yuanzhong, discovers other secrets, and the two fall in love and join hands to save the world. Beautiful animation and with the amazing sound and music, makes this series quite appealing. Far Tale of the Spirit Stone. In a world with 3 races and a continuously conflict between them, Hailong's #1 assassin, Huo Bingli, is attacked and poisoned. Saved by Chao Sen, she enter his secret organization. That purpose is to hunt the wicked ones. A romance between them begins while fighting countless hordes of enemies with the purpose of tyrannizing the world. The Invincible. Our protagonist, Wei Hu, a naive young man, quickly stand up to protect his family once tragedy strikes, but being weak can't do much. Faced with these new harsh realities, Wei He joins a martial arts school in order to become stronger. While the story and plot are mostly focused on the protagonist, there is a factional war between factions. The story is engaging and characters likable, so I highly recommend this Donghua. The Westward. Probably most people has already heard about famous Chinese tale called The Journey to the West. This story is basically what happened after the journey. The story begins in a dragon kingdom where Wolf Demon, protagonist, who is friends with the dragon princesses, embarks in a journey to survive after the kingdom fall. From the concept of action to characters and animation, everything feels great. A very good mythology story with a lot of growth and powers. The Guardian Legend. An amazing story placed in an era where war between gods and demons happens. The Yuan brothers awakened their bloodlines to slay demons and formed a new westbound team with the fairy emissary Xiaoya. An adventure journey about faith and courage just begin for this team. Enjoyable animation and art with the more amazing battle and fighting scenes. Awakening Soul. This Donghua takes place in a futuristic fantasy world where a small percentage of people have superpowers. The story is a bit simplistic in that it follows 2 different groups, an evil group who wants to control the world with their powers, and some who want to work anonymously as hero. The powers are interesting and the action scenes are well animated. At the very least, it is an enjoyable watch. Spare Me, Great Lord. Another popular series. It's a story about metahumans who recently had their powers awakened and secret organization that monitors and trains these metahumans. The main character, Lu Shu, starts off on a low level, but by secretly feeding off of people's negative emotions, he gets stronger and stronger. It's a good mix of comedy, action, and supernatural. The Warrior from Qin. A child of the Mo family, was made into a terracotta warrior and sealed for thousands of years, and came to a modern city when he woke up. In this city full of desires, various forces are watching the living figurines. A story packed with action and many fights, but also have political plots. A decent story with the highest bonuses, the fight scenes. Fighter of the Destiny. The 14-year-old orphan Chen Cangqiong left his master to cure his illness and change his fate. A genius that is very intelligent start his journey to see the world. The story has a very heavy concept about world building and political plots that the fights and cultivation comes in second place. Overall, I'll recommend this series for its story and people who are interested in fantasy and drama genre. Lingyu. This is like a gem of an anime hiding here. In the world of Lingyu, where warriors and their spirit weapons are classified into different levels, human warriors and the evil clan have been engaged in brutal fights on Nether battlefield for hundreds of years. A young man is swallowed into a great conspiracy, and by awakening, his power can retaliate. A 2017 anime, and while may lack on animation, the story is pretty engaging. Mysterious Treasure. The protagonist wakes up one day with a superpower, the ability to sense antiques and artifacts. From there, he becomes an artifact-collecting wonder. Countless treasures all become his, and he leads his band of brothers on a journey to the very peak of life. an adventure-style series where the first season is more likely an introduction of the protagonist. The Legend of Dragon Soldier. The story follows Shen Lang, an agent from a futuristic world who is transported into the ancient world of martial arts. As he is swept up in the affairs of this world, forcing him to live by the art of cultivation. With his modern firearms, handheld military equipment, and various modern tools, Shen Lang has the best of both worlds and basically become overpowered. Unique concept of utilizing modern with ancient era fighting styles. Wushuang, another hidden gem. The gods in Wushuang are overexerting beings that control humanity from behind the scenes by enslaving prisoners of war and citizens to collect blood crystal, a rare ore consumed by the gods. Zhizu's rebellion is a spark that will start a war between the gods and the humans, where his son Wu Geng, the protagonist, will start a journey to kill those gods. Well, it's good stuff. Everything about it is a masterpiece, so go watch it. The Adventure of Shen Jianxin. On the path of cultivation, the strong rules the weak and the resources are scarce. Shen Jianxin, our hero, dreams of becoming a hero of cultivation world, but what he learns to harness aren't mighty techniques nor invincible body as he would believe. It's one of the best comedy I've seen so far among the Chinese anime. War God System. I'm counting on you. This is your run-of-the-mill power fantasy set in the world of wuxia cultivations. The story is quite well done. An Lin, an ordinary young man in the city, encounters a powerful practitioner who gives him a set of God of War system and sends him to the spiritual world to practice. The best thing about this anime Donghua is the fluid animation and very stylistic fight scenes. Overall, a pretty good cultivation series to watch. Cangqiong Feng Shen, another great series with conflict between demons and gods and humans being in the middle. Out protagonist Han Ji, after losing everything, gets the help of an cultivator, letting him become a cultivator. Due to the immense talents and intelligence, Han Ji quickly emerge as a prodigy of human. The world building with the power surge elements are sure something their part in this story. Overall, a decent Donghua. Jianlai and a new Donghua for the fall of 2024. The story is about a poor boy in Lizhu Cave Heaven who should have great luck was unable to seize the opportunity because his natal porcelain was broken, unable to be a cultivator. A new Donghua that I know few about it, but with amazing artwork and on par with what we have come to expect, a decent entry and hopefully another great series to watch. The Mirror, Twin Cities, a beautiful journey that start with a girl traveling through the land of gods and deities and a fallen prince that have immense powers. The first season is more an introduced to the characters with some development between them. While the fighting scenes are good, the series is more focuses on events with world building and power struggle between factions. An enjoyable adventure if you want to chill. My Journey in an Alternate World is an isekai anime where Chen Xiaofan, a modern-day teenager, is transported into the martial arts world after swallowing a pill carried by White Tiger and is reincarnated into the young master of Muyun City's Chen family. Previously known for being a trash cultivator, is now able to cultivate and grow as a martial artist with the White Tiger spirit. A decent story mainly focuses on power struggles between families. Xianfeng Jianyu Lu. The protagonist is weak and pretty much useless till he meets a fox demon woman, where she opens up a new world to him, not just with a sutra, but as a friend, potential lover in time, ally, and student. I found the show watchable and has some notable plots like protagonist growth and some romance between him and a demon fox. The Melee Mage, another game-related Donghua that is quite amazing, quite similar to King's Avatar. The story is about Gu Fei, a super warrior, but a physical education teacher in school. He started playing online games on the recommendation of his students, but he mistakenly chose the profession of mage and finally became a melee violent mage. At first, it might seem meh, but gradually the plot and the characters together blend into a very nice combination of awesomeness. A totally worth pick. Legendary Overlord, and one of my favorite cultivation anime due the protagonist development, I'm not going to lie, is not an overpowered character, but the whole progress and effort he puts, his mentality and intelligence, is one of the best. While the first season is introductions about the world, factions and learning about the demon's main plot, the second and after it becomes a masterpiece. I highly suggest giving a try and knowing that later seasons both animation and enjoyment is going to improve. Proud Swordsman, and a hidden gold gem that many may not know about it. Li Fuyao once used to be a prestigiously selected child who should have been cultivating in the Holy Palace. However, life has treated him otherwise. He was expelled to this remote town, unattended. By living in a remote village, a demonic master breaks the peace of his life. And nicely adventure, as the hero embarks in a journey of learning the world. The Secrets of Star Divine Arts. Both his parents died. He could have succeeded him as the head of the family, but was plotted against other people of family with the need of faking his death. Our hero accidentally obtained the long-lost supreme skill, the ancient Star God Art, and learn some of the moves come back strong. Expose those villains. This is just a start of a nice series where the protagonist travels through this world, enter a sect, and having many conflicts as he seeks to become stronger. Dragon Raja. This is truly an underrated anime. The story presents a generic fantasy scenario with overpowered characters battling each other at a high pace. However, as the story develops, it becomes more bizarre and thought-provoking, exploring interesting themes of loneliness and desperation. Overall, I recommend this anime if you like action shows with superpowers in a fantasy setting. Make sure to watch episode 0 before you watch this. Jinwu Guard. The wind rises in Jinling, and we are talking about a Donghua with political, military, and mystery elements. The story is around 3 individuals with different background, creating a team in order to find a solution about demons and martial artists that create problems in the Empire capital. A Donghua packet with actions and fighting scenes where those 3 characters try to solve puzzles while defeating enemies. Legend of Exorcism. A half-demon child is sent to the human world to perform 3 tasks, but one of them is botched when the head of the exorcism section breaks the heart lamp he is supposed to give to someone else. He ends up joining the exorcism division, making friends along the way while solving cases. The unexpectedly funny comedy and a good story make this a series worth watching if you're a fan of Bishunen. Law of Devil. A top-quality Donghua where you see the main character use brains more than power. The unique way of storytelling won't bore you a little bit and will keep you hooked until the next episode. A reincarnated modern person in a world with a lot of unique magical surroundings and creatures that you have never seen. "3,000 Roads." Transmigrating into a cultivation world as Shu Wuzhou, the son-in-law of the Qin family, the wandering soul, now finds himself in a slew of embarrassing troubles, thanks to the preposterous acts of his body's previous owner. While the first episodes start with a weak and dumb protagonist, as the story proceeds, he makes use of world's strongest treasure and starts cultivating, unlocking many nice plots around power struggles and world building. Heaven Official's Blessing. Outstanding, from the beginning to the end. The story is really amazing. It's dark, complicated, but not too hard to follow, and it explores a lot of dark themes as well with the protagonist that requires to solve mysteries surrounding spirits and the heavenly realm itself. The show kicks off with our protagonist, Zilan, ascending to the heavenly realm for the third time, and working to build up his own shrine and reputation in the living realm. A show that features cultivation, martial arts, and romance. A top pick for you guys. Carp Reborn. A soldier in a isekai world with his advanced AI-based tool, which sounds really interesting. Wang Shen becomes a target of a large family when he kills the young master of that family and claims to be the fiancé of the girl he just met. The story is pretty decent at the beginning, but become even better in later episode seasons as he starts to cultivate and use martial art and abilities. It's a show that you must give time to appreciate what has to offer. Tomb of Fallen Gods. 10,000 years after his death, our Chennan is revived and originally plans to look for some answers. The first season is more like a teaser of what's to come, with the introduction of characters, the development, especially when it came to their power. The second season is where the good things happens with more actions and everything becoming more clear. Definitely a high-rank Donghua with good animation and art. And the last anime for this 100 top cultivation series is Against the Gods. Yunche, cornered by his enemies, eat the sky poison pearl and merge with his body. Yunche awoke to discover that he was not dead, but had instead transmigrated into a dead body named Xiaoya, who had been killed by the murdering heart powder and was to be married the next day. A plethora of plots begins for this young boy who wields the sky poison pearl and develops the strength to oppose heaven and hell. This is my 100 top cultivation anime video for 2024. I'm Dark Blazer. I hope you like this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more videos.